Hey, Sexy Confident Moms family. Happy weekend, happy Saturday. I'm here, I'm doing some little bit of lounging downtime this morning, getting some work done. I wanted to hop on and do this training blitz for you, day 2, and I'm talking about perfectionism today. So perfectionism is a topic of mine that is super intriguing. I love anything neuroscience related or brain related. So when you dig into who is not a perfectionist, why we think perfectionism is an actual thing, it's so interesting to me. So like from past experiences, from knowledge gained, everything kind of put into a big ball of information for me, I have come to the realization that perfectionism is subjective. Everybody on this earth has a different perception of what perfect is or what perfect could be, when in reality there is no perfect. There's no perfect. It's subjective, right? We all have different thinking. We all have different ideas of what is better than something else. We all have this idea of how we can be better, why we need to be better, why things would be better if we did this better. And yeah, it's always striving to be better because we aren't worthy of where we are in life, and we're striving for better because that's the thing to do. Everyone is on this path of continual self-improvement, and I'm a life coach. I'm a personal coach. That's what I do, but there's two different types of self-improvement. Perfectionism, continual self-improvement because you'd feel that you're not worthy, you're not good enough as it is. And number 2 is self-improvement to better yourself from a positive perspective. How unbelievable would it be? Unbelievable would it feel to be better, to deepen my connection with myself, to be more knowledgeable at something, to bring me closer to a goal? There's two different, and it's almost emotional attachment. It's a negative emotion in perfectionism, and a positive and playful and fun and enjoyment sense that you get from self-improvement from a vibe. I want to say a vibing state. Like, you are constantly self-improving because why not? Like, that would be so much more fun if I could learn another tool for my toolkit in order for me to bring through my life and play with and use as part of my soul purpose and move forward in my journey. So that's perfectionism, and perfectionism causes a whole bunch of different things in our lives. We see it as procrastination, we see it as critical thinking, we see it as like being pessimistic towards not setting goals for ourselves, because I'm not going to get better anyways, so why would I do it? And then we see it as like envy and shame. Envy from other people, because all we see is our exteriors, right? We see people so happy at the park. We see people that got their shit together with their kids, and they've got their bags on their back, and they have everything that they need, and they're not missing anything, and they're not yelling at their children. Their children are behaved, and everything must be perfect in their life, right? No, that's just what we see on the outside. We think we perceive their life to be perfect because on the exterior, they have themselves together, they're dressed well, they have their makeup on, their hair done, their kids are acting the correct way in public, and that's just our perception. So, perfection creates all those snowballing effects in our lives. And until we start digging deep into ourselves and understanding that we need to start changing our core belief in perfectionism, our brain isn't going to tell us that when things are perfect, because we've trained it not to. We get done a paper, we find errors on it, it's never perfect, so we go back and change it again, and then we find errors, or we say, oh, it's not good enough, and we change it again. we've trained our brain through our life to tell us that it's not perfect. So why would we wait? It's basically like dragging a carrot along in front of us. Why would we wait for it to tell us that it's perfect? Because it's not going to. We need to start digging deep, finding out why we don't think we're worthy of everything good, and why we don't think that we're already perfectly imperfect and beautiful, in order to be more accepting and give ourselves more grace in this life. So the only way that you know you've reached perfection is blank. Like, you need to start asking yourselves these questions in order to really understand why you're holding yourself back from doing things with this kind of false persona of I'm a perfectionist in your mind. One thing that I use in order to kick this to the curb, really understand what I need to do in order to call it done, is I say paint done. And that was Brené Brown who says this in her book, and I can't think of it at this moment. Brené Brown says paint done. Get really, really clear on the steps that you need to take, the essence of what it needs to be, the list of what you need to do, A, B, C, and D, in order for it to be done. That's funny, I have a baby going in and out of a screen door. Paint done. Once all those things are done, it's perfect. It's imperfectly perfect, and it can be done. Send it. Hit send. Full send is what my friend would say. And just feel that joy, feel that release of getting a project, checking it off your list. You did the best you could with what you have. Everything is perfect as of right now. Nobody is perfect. Everyone makes mistakes. Everyone has errors. Everyone has flaws. Everyone has vices. It's how we choose to move forward and look past those things is key. We don't love people for their vices. We love people for what they bring to us, the feelings they bring to us. So why shouldn't that apply to you, right? So the truth is, life is never perfect. It is beautifully imperfect, and we need to start embracing that. So I hope this was helpful for you. Check back tomorrow for day 3. Take care.